Hello, this is Alan.
And Betsy.
Coming to you from coastal Virginia, talking about life and real estate in our market. And today, we're going to talk about some people because they think their house is
special.
You know what? Every house is not
special.
Okay? So, what we're going to talk about is, sometimes we go into listings and the people have told us on the phone, we've talked to them on the phone, and we may know them, but we might not have been to their house before. And they're telling us how wonderful and how great, and how they know the house up the street sold for $750,000, and they know theirs is
better, special.
So they are going to get $800,000 for theirs.
I mean, sometimes it's because of the littlest things like, their custom curtains or their special fire. I heard the other day that they put in a special fireplace. I'm like, okay. Or they just upgraded their HVAC system and it's special.
Here's the thing. You have to have an HVAC system. And yes, if you paid for the most expensive, high efficient one, that's great for you. You do some of these things for yourself. When we remodeled our house, when we did our backyard, we did those things for us because we knew it didn't necessarily make it
special.
It made it the way that we wanted it.
Yes, because we're not going to get all that money back that we spent in that house, and we know it.
And we know
because we're not special.
Our house is not a unicorn.
No.
And there's not too many unicorn houses out there. And so one of the things we want to know is when we go into a house, we take a look at it and we look at, how it looks today. One thing we find often is we have a strong military market. And when you're looking in a certain price range, let's say $400,000 to $500,000, those are a lot of military buyers. They come into the market. When they look at houses, sometimes they're looking at a house that might be 10, 15 years old. It might not have been updated in 10 years. And then because our market's been escalating and because interest rates have been up for a while, they push and they get the most house they can get and they get in it. And they may not have a lot of extra cash. They're growing their family. A lot of things are going on. So they don't have the money to put in it. So by the time they go to sell it 5 years later, now it's 15 to 20 years dated. And so we might look at the house and say, well, the way it looks today, it's worth $400,000.
Right.
But Betsy she's really good at this because she is
special.
Yeah. So
I am special.
There you go. See? So
and don't forget, by the way, while we're sitting here, you need to subscribe to us because you like us, you love us.
And review us and rate us and do all those things. Because Betsy is.
Below.
What are you?
Because I'm special.
She is. I set her up for that. I gave you that one. So that was like a softball. So when we're looking at it, it's worth $400,000 the way it is. But Betsy can say, hey, if we put $30,000, $40,000 into this house, it's worth $500,000. Well, you know what? Most of the time, the people don't have $30,000, $40,000 up front. We actually have a VIP program where we will actually fund the repairs, bring in our contractors, do those repairs. We get paid back at closing, and on the VIP program, we make a little more money. But we don't do it unless our clients are going to put more money in their pocket too. And that's what makes it a win-win.
Right. Everybody loves that program. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, so it's becoming more and more popular. So that's one of the things we like to do on some of these listings that are kind of dated. And so the people think they're
special.
But you know what? Shag carpet is not special in today's market.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, it is special.
We walk we walk in and their family room's got paneling in it.
I have a listing coming up that's got shag carpet if you want that special carpet.
Let us know. We'll leave it that way. And before we change it, you have your chance. But, everything matters when you're selling your house. It's not just the look because people watch HGTV and they have a certain look that they're looking for, but also other things like the smell. That can turn somebody. What happens when you walk into a house that there's a smoker in there?
Oh, Lord. You can smell it from outside usually. They're not special, by the way. Not special.
We don't We don't even like showing smoker houses because we're afraid
I think it should be a disclosure.
We're gonna, yeah.
Because it drips off my body.
Oh my gosh. One time, this happened to me one time. I go on a listing, I go in, and I could tell as soon as I didn't want to sit down, but there were fleas hopping all over me. I did not want to go home. You know what I did? I went to the gym, took a shower because I didn't want to bring the fleas home to my house where my dogs and our pets are. So, everything comes into play when you're looking at these houses, and they are not
special.
So what we need you to know is we take an overall look at the house. Sometimes it's tough love. We're going to tell you what we think. Sometimes it's on the condition, because you know what? Price is not the only thing that sells a house. It's the condition that keeps people. If you're getting a lot of showings right now and you're not getting any offers, it's because of the condition. It's either how it looks,
or
how
it
smells, how, if they're getting a lot of showings, or sometimes you have to adjust the price to adjust for the condition.
Right.
Because sometimes you just can't change some of the things. If you got high power, big, tall power lines sitting in the middle of your backyard, we can't change that condition.
Right.
So we have to.
Or you're located on a busier road or something like that sometimes.
Right. That happens.
Some of that is. My biggest take on this is I look at when I walk into a house, everybody thinks that they are special.
Oh yes.
And I get that. We've loved our home. We love our homes. And the biggest thing to know is that you love your house. Somebody else is going to come in and love your house, but that doesn't necessarily mean your house is worth $25,000, $35,000, $45,000, $50,000 over the market. It just means somebody else is going to love your house too.
Right. So, like I said, sometimes we've got to give some tough love on price, on condition, on all those factors. The goal is we want to get you the most money we can get you in your pocket when the sale's done. So, if you do think you have a
special
house, give us a call and we'll help you out. Till next time, Alan
and Betsy.
See you soon.